Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. Spokane's incoming mayor is laying out what she wants to focus on as she is taking over now in less than a month.
KREM 2 Shannon Mowdy explains how she is calling on the community, including you, to help. Shannon?
Mayor-elect Lisa Brown has laid out her administration's priorities as she takes office in around 3 weeks. She now has 5 teams of volunteers looking at top issues impacting the city. Spokane's incoming mayor has identified 5 top priorities and 5 committees that will help guide how her administration navigates them.
I want this to be everything from we need to do this now, very action-oriented, to here's where we're headed.
Lisa Brown introduced her 5 transition committees Tuesday. They include public safety, regional economy, city budget and sustainability, and families and neighborhoods. Each group is made up of diverse business leaders, activists, and community leaders.
Voices representing views of all backgrounds that stretch across the city, across politics.
A 5th group, dedicated to health and housing options, will also tackle Brown's plans to address homelessness. She sticks by her campaign stance. The Trent shelter isn't a best practice for Spokane's unhoused population.
So I believe there will be a transition, but I'm certainly not going to second guess the current city council and administration.
The current council has just a couple weeks to decide whether to fund the shelter through winter. The current contract with Salvation Army ends December 31st.
I'm not sure we'll be looking at one provider for track or for whatever its successor location might be. I think it's going to be more about working with the provider network.
These transition committees will meet 3 times before she takes over January 1st.
We will move fast and we'll move very thoughtfully.
By Brown's first days in office, we can expect more insight into their recommendations and how Brown plans to implement them. Brown's team has also launched a website, betterwayspokane.com, where you can learn more about each priority and send in your own recommendations. You can also text the keyword mayor to 509-448-2000 to let us know what you think about Brown's plans. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. New at 5 tonight, we are learning more details about that shooting of a suspected shoplifter over the weekend.
So according to the Spokane County Sheriff's Office, someone shouted the word gun just moments before the suspect was shot and killed.
At around 9:30 Sunday morning, when an officer at the North Spokane Walmart requested backup for shoplifter prevention. Witnesses say the suspect tried to leave the store and then when he was confronted by the officers.
So the sheriff's office says after a short physical altercation, they tased the suspect, but it was not effective, they said. Spokane County Sheriff's also saying at some point someone yelled the word gun, and then shortly after they say the officers shot and killed the suspect.
The Spokane Independent Investigative Response Team is taking over the investigation. They are asking anyone with additional information to please call Crime Check. Also new at 5 tonight, an update on the off-duty pilot accused of trying to bring down an Alaska Airlines flight back in October.
We now know he will no longer face attempted murder charges. Instead, a grand jury indicted him on less serious charges. A Multnomah County grand jury indicted Joseph Emerson on a single felony count of endangering an aircraft and then 83 misdemeanor counts of reckless endangerment.
Federal prosecutors also charged Emerson with a single count of interfering with a flight crew. He has pleaded not guilty to all state and federal charges. All right, taking a break from the headlines to talk a look at weather with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo.
Lots of rain today. And Jeremy, what can we expect for tomorrow?
Lots of rain.
Okay.
Good talk.
All right, back to you guys. Oh, no, it is going to be a lot of rain, but let's talk it because right now our temps sit at 51 degrees. 51 degrees is incredibly warm, and that warmth isn't going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, I think overnight we stay in the 40s. It is going to be that kind of warm, but it comes with a ton of rain. Got some reports of some ponding and roadways up in Sandpoint where they have just been getting hammered by rain on top of the snow that fell over the weekend. West side, tons of flooding. For us, it's kind of isolated to a few areas off to the north, and that seems to be about the worst of it. Atmospheric river conditions stick around as we head through the next couple of days. I think we don't get rid of it until kind of late Wednesday, and then Thursday we get another system that brings us more potential for rain. But that steady stream of moisture is not only warming us up, but bringing us some incredible rain. Notice Sandpoint getting some exceptional rain as we speak. It is really coming down, and unfortunately, that's on some areas that are already dealing with some of that rain kind of just sitting. If you can, clear the drain by your house. That will make a difference, believe it or not. If you can't, it's just what we're going to have to deal with the next couple of days. Warm and rainy tomorrow, a little cooler and a little less rainy on Thursday. And by Friday, we see the chance of snow before sunshine makes its way back.
All right. Wow. Jeremy, thank you very much. In other top stories at this hour, Spokane police are investigating after a man was found dead in the middle of the road early this morning.
Police say someone called 911 at around 5:30 this morning to report the body in the middle of Pettit Drive in the West Central neighborhood. Emergency crews determined that man was already dead when they got to the scene, and the Spokane Police Department's Major Crimes Unit is now investigating, but they say it is too early to know exactly what happened. The identity of that man will be released by the medical examiner's office at a later time. KREM 2 News will keep you updated as we learn more.
Spokanimal is reopened tonight after closing down for an outbreak of respiratory illness among their dogs.
The shelter has been closed for adoption since late October for what was originally believed to be kennel cough, but later the shelter said their dogs have become sick with an unknown respiratory illness. In a post on Facebook, they say the dogs are doing better and there is no longer a risk of spreading the infection. Right now, adoptions will be by appointment only Monday through Saturday.
Happening now in less than an hour, the Liberty Lake City Council could adopt a new library ordinance. It would give council more say over the library board and its policies. The revised proposal was initiated by a council member who recently lost in the general election, and that has led some to say it's an attempt to take advantage of a loophole while still in that seat. That meeting is scheduled for 6 o'clock tonight.